Good morning, people. Hello and welcome to another vlog episode of the India Darshan Travel series. So today we are doing a road trip, and as you can see, it rained during the morning, so I delayed the trip a little bit. And yeah, we are headed to Mussoorie, the hill station we saw on the Uttarakhand tourism board. And along the way, we're gonna have the Activa washed as well because it rained yesterday. It's super dirty and haven't had it washed since the entire trip, and we've done normally like 520 kilometers. So let's get started and find ourselves a washing station. Straight up ahead there's also a Gurdwara, Jhanda Ji Sahib I think is the name. You see all this crowd. There's Sangat here, so yesterday I went there at night. You can check out the shorts. It was crowded alright, but it was still well managed. I'm really impressed with how these people don't create a chaos despite the size of the crowd. It was well lit and a very peaceful environment yesterday. Came out for a night walk. Wasn't vlogging, but made a YouTube shorts for you guys, so do check it out. And because of the construction, this kind of traffic jam is quite normal here, but since it's rained and the air cleared up, you can start to see a little bit of the mountains up front. So Mussoorie is just 35 kilometers from here, so short and sweet ride, but should take about an hour because again it's a hill station, so mountain roads. Found myself a nice quiet corner. There's a whole bunch of Maggie points along this mountainous road. So as you can see, we're going serpentine all the way. Lots of temples. There was a big Shiva temple as well on the way, and I think we're going all the way up. I can see cars over there. Probably GoPro doesn't see it, but the view of the valley was really nice. So I'm just taking a quick pit stop here, trying to take in the views. And I asked around a few washing centers for washing the Activa, and they somehow want to charge ridiculous prices, and it seems like there is no standard rate. So normally for cars it's pretty much standardized, but I think for two-wheelers they just gamble away with whatever the price they quote, and if you fall for it, you fall for it, which is kind of unfair. So, and anyways, it's not something super critical, so I'm gonna wash it when I get the chance. Nothing super important. It's been a good riding partner so far, and finally the sun is out, but at least there is a little bit of cloud cover so far, so the wind is still cold. And that bull was trying to play with me. It has these big horns, trying to poke me with it. Somehow it doesn't have a understanding of its size. So yeah, let's continue the journey. We'll probably try to go all the way up there and see what Mussoorie has to offer. stopped here to take the view of the valley, and by the time I turned around, there's a massive traffic jam out here. So I decided to use this as a pit stop instead, since nobody wants to, wants to move anyway. It's a very, very long traffic jam. I don't know what caused it, but maybe it's a sign that I should take a break. So I stretch my legs and hands and then we go. So we have made it to the town of Mussoorie. As you can see, there's the clock tower. All this area is the mall road. Not really sure if there's anything further down. This is the mall road area. I think, not really sure if there's something worth seeing down this side of the road. If not, we'll go further up a little bit and then turn back around. There seems to be a board there that might say what's interesting to see. So that side of the mall road you get to Landor Peak, but it's crazy traffic jam, so I'm going back and exploring Manali Mall Road and Manali Lake first. Came back to take a selfie with the welcome sign. Gonna go get some fuel because these are the mountains and you never know where the next gas station is, and then found a nice viewpoint, so probably gonna go there. This is the mall road, seems a little bit underwhelming, so gonna skip this, but after petrol gonna try look for a viewpoint instead. So we're finally exploring Mussoorie, and to pay entry for 100 rupees to get in here, and didn't have much of a choice because I needed fuel, so had to pay it nonetheless. And this is right next to the mall road, so we're gonna find some public parking and explore the mall road now that we are here, and before we head out to the lake and other things. Well, that was a flop. There was a location mentioned, but no petrol pump actually, so we're going to the viewpoint instead. This looks like we are on the right track. Camel's Back Road is this one, and something like Camel's Viewpoint should be up ahead. So this is the Camel Rock viewpoint. They have telescopes like these everywhere, and you can probably have to pay to view it. Then you can see some camel rocks over there. They have telescopes like these everywhere. The views are really nice from up here, and the wind is cold. That might be a temple down there. It turns out it's not those humps on the mountain. That is why it is called a Camel's Rock. There's actually a bunch of rocks all clustered together, and they are shaped like a camel. So I was just checking out Camel Rock, Mussoorie, so that they actually look like a camel. That's why it's called a Camel Rock, and probably that's why you need the telescope to zoom in. Probably it's somewhere there. I was trying to mess around, by zooming in with my phone's camera. So you see there's like a actual camel like appeal here. That's why it's called a Camel's Rock. So pretty cool. I don't feel like paying for the telescope to view it, but at least the views of the valley and the lush greenery is nice. So our next spot is the Gun Hill viewpoint, which requires a little bit of a steep hike up this way, and so we'll start to see the Mussoorie town. And that's the mall road that I remember. Probably I've been here before, not really sure. There are a lot of different places out here in Uttarakhand and neighboring areas where there's this concept of mall road. There's mall road in Shimla and Manali as well. I don't know, but somehow it does resemble something from back in the day. Not really sure. So once we're done with the trek, we're gonna go down, explore the mall road. And ironically, this is not a mall as you would imagine, like a multi-floor shopping complex, but it's more like a street with shops lined up. So let's see what this Gun Hill viewpoint is all about. So those two guys sitting behind me, I was just chatting with them. They're carrying vegetables and eggs all the way up top to the mountain, and I was asking them what's it like living here. So they mentioned that the cost of living here is quite high, but the air is nice, the views are nice, those things are good. There are no mosquitoes at this altitude, so they like that as well. So they say I'm on the right route. Gun Hill is just up the hill from here. It's a very steep climb, so it takes a while. I'll take a few breaks on the way. So, and they did give me some recommendations for places to see. So they say check out Kempty Falls and Company Gardens at least. So, and they did mention that on the way to Kempty Falls there's also a gas station, so probably we'll refuel along the way because definitely need fuel now. Finally, after a short trek, made it to the Gun Hill. I think this is much better than the Camel Back Road. The road wasn't that great either, and the views were like meh, so you can skip it if you want to. So after a short trek, you're gonna be greeted by a complex like this, bunch of shops and eateries for people to hang out, and then I think you can go around and there should be view of the town overlooking somewhere. So we're gonna find a viewpoint somewhere soon, like, so there's passageways like this between the shops, so we're gonna check out the views. And very close to these shops, just before I climbed the final set of stairs, I saw people had parked their two-wheelers all the way up here. Not sure how safe that is to do because it's a very steep uphill climb and I don't feel comfortable parking my vehicle up on an incline, but people have done that. Anyways, it's not a very bad hike. If you take some breaks, you should be here pretty soon. This place does have Lonavala-like vibes. If you've seen my Lonavala vlog, you're gonna see what I mean. I'll link it up in the I button below as well. So it looks like there is a ropeway here as well. Don't know where it goes, but maybe it's not running today. I never saw anybody use the ropeway today. It's just parked here. So that could be something you could use to come all the way up top. So I think I'm more or less done checking out the views of this place. Let's see where we can go next. Still have to orient myself which way is the Company Garden, which way is the Kempty Falls. Alright, so finally made it to the Kempty waterfalls. From the gas station where I was, I had to take a little bit of a detour, go downhill to find the gas station. From there I did 17 kilometers, but because it's the mountains it took forever. The roads aren't great, but the views were really nice. So found ourselves a paid parking here, and everything behind me is all parking, so there's nothing much to do here. We're gonna go down that way to the left. I'm told there are stairs, and there's also a ropeway, and the waterfalls is very deep down in the valley. So I'm going to take the ropeway because I'm a little bit sick and I don't have enough time to go up and down on foot. So just going to take a return trip ropeway and just enjoy the waterfalls. juices that you see behind me, I took it from this restaurant. Grabbing a very late lunch here. The owner is very friendly. This is Buran's juice. This is a wildflower that grows in Uttarakhand. Basically, it's like the original flower. When you crush it, grind it to take the juice, is like bitter, not very tasty, but then they process it. So the CM has promoted this kind of like processing plants where the tribal women collect the plant and make juices and stuff. So if you come to Uttarakhand belt, do remember to take something like this, like Buran's juice. I don't know what the name of the flower is in English, but also I was talking to the owner and he mentioned that this region typically remains very cold. Even now, as you can see, I have put on a jacket. The water was freezing cold and the people were shivering, yet they were dunking in the water. That's a different story. But he says that it snows here, it gets very cold because it's the valley, and normally 12 months throughout the year gets cold here. And what else? So now is almost 6 p.m. I don't think the company gardens are going to be open. They close at 6 p.m. So we're going to start returning back and we'll see if we find something on the way. Alright people, so it looks like I've seen everything there is to see in a short day trip in Mussoorie. So behind me there is the ropeway that takes you to Bhatta Falls, but the Bhatta Falls closes at 7 p.m. because it's completely dark now. So yeah, that's not happening. And I asked the local shopkeeper and they said that there's also the Mussoorie lake where you can do boating and stuff. Must be a cool experience, but right now there is some work going on there, so it's closed as well. So I'm headed back to the hotel now. Time to head back because it's also a long journey back. So gonna end this vlog here. So it was a little bit chaotic ride today and very busy in terms of traffic because it's also the weekend. So all the people from neighboring cities also come to this hill station to enjoy and take a break from work life, which is understandable, but it got really busy because of that. Anyway, gonna end this vlog here. In the next vlog we'll be on the move. I still don't know where. We'll figure out more details on that in the next vlog. This is the Rustic Wanderer signing off. See you again the next time.